Welcome to Realign Reality. Today we're diving into one of the most misunderstood and profound practices in Stoicism, meditating on death. This isn't about morbidity or despair, it's about clarity, courage, and living with purpose. In a world that avoids even the thought of mortality, Stoicism teaches us to face it head-on. Let's explore why this practice matters and how it can transform the way we live. 1. Why meditate on death? The Stoics believed that death isn't something to fear, but something to understand. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." Why does this matter? Because our time is finite. Reflecting on death doesn't lead to despair. It brings focus. When we accept the reality of our mortality, we strip away distractions and trivialities. We begin to see what truly matters. Think about it. How often do we procrastinate, waste time, or hold grudges as if we'll live forever? The truth is, our days are limited. Meditating on death is a wake-up call to live fully, here and now. 2. The practice of memento mori. Memento mori is Latin for remember you must die. The Stoics practice this in various ways. Seneca advised imagining your last moments. Epictetus suggested reminding yourself daily that life is borrowed time. But what does this look like in practice? Here's a simple exercise. At the start of your day, pause for a moment. Reflect on the fact that this could be your last sunrise. How would you live differently today if you knew it was your last? What words would you say to loved ones? What would you let go of? You're not trying to dwell on death itself. You're using its inevitability as a tool to live more intentionally. 3. Overcoming fear of death. Many of us fear death because it's unknown, uncontrollable, and final. But Stoicism offers a way to reframe this fear. Epictetus reminds us, death is nothing terrible. For if it were, it would have seemed so to Socrates. The Stoics teach that death is natural. It's the same as birth, as seasons changing, as the rising and setting of the sun. Everything has its time. When we meditate on death regularly, it becomes less alien and more familiar. And here's the paradox. By accepting death, we free ourselves to live without fear. The time and energy we spend avoiding the thought of death can be redirected toward what truly matters: our relationships, our goals, our principles. 4. How this changes the way you live. Meditating on death sharpens our perspective. When we remember that our days are numbered, we no longer take them for granted. Imagine if every interaction was treated as if it might be the last, not in a somber way, but in a way that honors its importance. Suddenly, arguments seem petty. Procrastination feels foolish. Gratitude becomes second nature. The simple act of appreciating a meal, a conversation, or the beauty of the world around you takes on new meaning. Marcus Aurelius said it best. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. 5. Practical takeaways. Here are a few ways to bring this practice into your life. A. Morning reflection. Start each day by reminding yourself of your mortality, not in fear, but in gratitude for the day you've been given. B. End of day review. Before bed, reflect on how you spent your time. Did you live according to your values? If this had been your last day, would you have been content with how you spent it? C. Let go of trivialities. When faced with stress or conflict, ask yourself, will this matter on my deathbed? Most things won't. D. Gratitude practice. Treat each moment as a gift. Recognize that nothing and no one is guaranteed to be here tomorrow. The practice of meditating on death is not about obsession or fear. It's about awakening. It's about stripping away the noise and distractions of life to focus on what's real, what's meaningful. Remember, life is not measured in years, but in moments of presence, courage, and love. Reflect on your mortality not to diminish life, but to amplify it. Thank you for exploring this Stoic practice with me. If this resonated, consider sharing your thoughts below. How do you approach the idea of meditating on death? Let's learn from each other and grow together. Until next time, live fully.